Okay, we got 3 more minerals to go: phosphorus, magnesium, and sulfur. And so we'll start with phosphorus. So phosphorus is atomic symbol is P. Again, essential major mineral, just like everything we've been talking about thus far in this chapter. There is an RDA set for phosphorus. It is set for adults at 700 milligrams per day. Food sources: widespread, found in many different types of food. High amounts in foods that contain protein. So milk, fish, meat, eggs are all going to be great sources. Beans. This has about a 70% absorption rate. It gets absorbed in the upper small intestine. And again, here, vitamin D enhances the absorption of phosphorus. About 80% of the phosphorus found in our bodies is in bones and teeth, just like calcium as calcium phosphate. However, just like calcium, this is also found in every cell in the body, and it's found in the extracellular fluid. Okay, so functions of phosphorus: obviously critical component of both bones and teeth, along with calcium. Phosphorus is also found in ATP. Remember, ATP was the product of cellular respiration. It is the energy currency that our cells use. It is adenosine triphosphate. So the phosphate groups they contain phosphorus. It is also part of creatine phosphate. Okay, and it's part of our genetic material. Both DNA and RNA have phosphate groups. Okay, it's also a major component of cell membranes. So all of our cells are surrounded by this structure called the cell membrane or the plasma membrane, and it is made up of its major component is phospholipids. And so these are lipid molecules that have a phosphate group attached to them. Okay, so again, a phosphate group contains phosphorus. They also help regulate acid-base balance in the body. So those are the functions of phosphorus. Okay, so what if you don't consume enough? So again, deficiencies of phosphorus are pretty rare because it's found in a wide variety of food sources. However, phosphorus deficiency can occur in preterm infants, also in individuals who suffer from alcoholism. They have poor absorption rates, as well as in elderly people who may have poor diets. And so, just like calcium, if you don't have enough phosphorus, you're going to suffer from bone loss, impaired growth, poor tooth development. So again, a lot of the same things that we saw with calcium. What if you consume too much? Again, toxicity is pretty rare unless you're over supplementing. There is a UL, again, for supplements for adults, 3 to 4 grams per day. Long-term effects of high phosphorus intake are unknown. Hyperphosphatemia, high phosphate levels, can cause calcium phosphorus precipitates to form in body tissue. And so again, this can lead to the calcification of soft tissues, just like we talked about with calcium. Okay, on to magnesium. And so magnesium's atomic symbol is Mg. It is another major mineral. Recommended intake varies depending on age and gender, as usual. For women ages 19 to 30, the RDA is 310 milligrams a day. For men in that same age range, it's 400. And again, that's going to change when we get outside that age range. Most adults in the United States do not meet the RDA for magnesium. We fall short. Sources of magnesium: green leafy vegetables, whole grains, seeds, nuts. Brazil nuts tend to have the highest. Seafood and beans are all great sources. Again, fortified foods like cereals, we can find it there as well. Magnesium is absorbed in the small intestine. It can be stored in bones as well as other cells and other tissues such as muscle. Kidneys here again are going to regulate blood concentrations of magnesium. Magnesium is really important. It assists over 300 enzyme systems to function properly. These enzymes can't work without magnesium. It's also required for the production of ATP, DNA, as well as proteins. and magnesium supports muscle contraction as well as blood clotting. So again, various roles in the body. Magnesium toxicity and deficiency. There is no toxicity from food sources of magnesium. However, if you're supplementing, so non-food sources, there is an upper limit set for 350 milligrams a day. Over supplementation of magnesium can cause diarrhea, nausea, cramps, and can lead to dehydration. If you don't consume enough magnesium, that can result in low blood calcium levels, and that can lead to osteoporosis. It can also lead to muscle cramps. Magnesium may have other effects in the body. Evidence is not there yet. Sulfur is our last major mineral, our last essential major mineral. You are going to find sulfur in foods that are rich in protein. Sulfur is a component of 2 amino acids, methionine and cytosine. There is no AI or RDA or UL for sulfur. We don't have those values. Sulfur is required for the synthesis of sulfur-containing compounds like the B vitamin thiamine, as well as biotin. It's also essential to the structure of proteins. Okay? And that concludes chapter 14.